We made a lot of money last week. So please guys, always try to withdraw and go pamper yourself. I mean, what is the essence of making all this money without finding time to enjoy it, right? It's the weekend, so go have fun. That being said, let's go look at some charts, right? So it's popular knowledge that towards the ending of last week, we started seeing spikes, right, on the USD pairs, because I mostly trade in majors, as you probably already know. So if you notice, USD has been tanking, USD has been falling for God knows since when, for years now, right? For more than a year now, if we start looking back. Okay, so it's only normal for us to look forward trading opportunities in the direction of the USD pairs, right? So that being said, so last week we started seeing spikes against the USD. And of course, it's expected, because if you look at all the major pairs, prices is currently sitting on major levels. Okay, GBP went to an all-time low. If we look left on our charts, GBP actually attempted the lowest points historically in what price, and it's only normal for us to see the bounce to the upside that we saw there. However, fundamental news from the United States has been all green, all positive. So, and as it stands, we fail to, you know how I try to plot my market structure, right? Like I've always said, in an uptrend, price is expected to be making higher highs and higher lows in that order, and in a bearish trend, price is expected to be making lows, lower highs, and lower lows. So if you look at the current trend, which, like, if you look at USD right now, that is what we are still doing, as a matter of fact, right? Lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower low, right? So for now, I am still expecting a lower low. All right, before I will start looking for buying opportunities is until we break above this previous high here, which is price needs to come give us something like this, then give me something like a retest before I start looking for buying opportunity. But as it stands now, I'm trading this as a normal market structure pattern, which is lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So we're expecting something like a reversal around here, or probably we might come into this trend line before what, bouncing off the trend line. But before we go into the charts proper, let's look at something interesting. I usually don't look at sentimental analysis, which sentimental analysis is it's called client sentiment. Okay, IG is a popular broker in the United States, so they tend to want to show what positions their traders are currently on. All right, so as you can see, for instance, this is Euro USD. So the Euro is bullish by 62% and USD is bearish by 38%. And as you already know, guys, statistically, 90% of traders fail, right? 90% of traders fail. Now, out of the remaining 10%, only 5% tend to trade at break even, which is they lose today and they profit tomorrow, they lose today and they make profit tomorrow. So they're floating around their capital, not making significant amount of money and not losing significant amount of money. And the remaining 5% are the ones that are truly profitable in this game. Of course, I know I belong to the 5%, but bragging aside though. So now it's only normal to use this kind of analysis. Sometimes I don't use this to dictate my position, so beginners, please don't get confused by this, but I just want to explain something using my approach from my chart. Now, as you can see, because of the spikes that happened from last week, you can see more people are buying Euro USD while lesser people are selling this pair, right? And the same applies to the Nzd USD. You can see bullish is 77% while bearish is 23%, right? I'm focusing on the USD pairs now because that's what I trade. On the USD CHF, you can see bullish is 48% and bearish is 54%. AUD USD, 81% are on buy while 19% are on sell. And what does this tell you? 90% of retail traders fail, and these are retail traders. Okay, those traders, these traders trading with IG are retail traders. So, and 90% of retail traders fail. So what is this telling you? Which is 90% of traders are buying against the USD. All right, so that being said, since I'm not part of those 90%, I want to go and start looking for bearish opportunities. So with this information, I just don't go ahead and click I start clicking trades. No, I want to wait for confirmations on my chart to what end. On the Euro USD, if I go to the 4-hour time frame, all right, you can see we broke out of a major level. I call this trade on the Telegram group as head and shoulders, so we'll push all the way to the downside, and now we are back to that zone. So I want to consider this a retest area, but I'm not going to sell immediately at this zone. So I would like to wait for extra confirmations because that's how I trade. I like to wait for extra confirmations, right? So maybe price might still decide to do a push up into this zone before what falling off the cliff. All right, but what I would do is I'll wait for a break below this trend line, and if possible, if we come into this zone and we break below this trend line, I will sell from there. But if we break below this trend line at this point, I will still wait for a break below this minor support to what sell to the downside. All right, at least to this point, okay, 0.95368. so if we break below this zone, I'm going to be selling my stop loss above here. I might take profits at this zone here. So AUDUSD is at an interesting zone. As you can see, price reacted to this place before tremendously, and we came back into that area and we bounced off again. Now we are back into that area, so I'll be waiting for a break below this level to sell to this next level here. But on the monthly time frame, we can't get a clearer view, so let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Since we've established the overall direction of the market, we know we are bearish. All right, and if you come to the most recent time frame, we are still looking bearish. All right, so what I'll be expecting on the AUDUSD is a break and retest of this zone, then sell to the downside here. If anything changes, should we bounce off this zone, then I'm going to drop an update in the Telegram channel. So if you want to join the Telegram channel, the link will be down below. All right, just click and join. So but for now, I'll be expecting a break and retest of this zone, then for price to sell to the downside here, which is going to give us 230 pips to the downside. That's huge, right? On gold, as usual, I've been calling gold short, and like the other currency pairs, we've been creating lower lows and lower highs. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower highs, lower highs, now lower highs. All right, however, this is a major level. If I don't want to go into details, but looking left, you can see price has been playing around this level and it has broken it down below. So I won't be surprised if price comes into this level and bounce off, or probably wants to extend into this level, which is running into the 0.5 fib level before pushing all the way to the downside. But overall, I'll still be looking for sells on gold. On USD CAD, I missed this trade last week, but meanwhile I called this trade in the channel. So if you took the trade, I believe you are in deep profit. Okay, so I actually mapped this place out by drawing this trend line with the hope that when we break and retest this counter trend line here, I was going to buy, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't watch this trade, and it gave us a nice entry reason, which was a bullish engulfing candle. So I would have easily bought and put my stop loss below. I would have been in profit right now. But regardless, let's wait and see what happens. Let's see if price is going to break above this zone. So if price breaks above this zone, then I'll be expecting, if price breaks above, I'll be expecting a retest. Then we can still buy towards the upside, so around 1.40603. On USD CHF, I actually lost this trade last week, which was my first loss throughout last month, my only loss throughout last month. It was painful, but you know what, I've made enough money, so it's normal. I consider it cost of doing business. So as you can see, I plotted this trend line nicely. Price came here, and came for the third time and bounced off it. So for next week, I'm still hoping that we are going to go into this target, right? I'm still hoping that we'll go into this target. Then I'll be expecting something like a retest next week, then to buy all the way towards the upside. All right, but first of all, I'll be waiting for some kind of a pullback, all right, before I join. You know how market structure works, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So now that we've created a new higher high here, breaking above this previous high, so I'll be expecting price to come back into that structure, right, to give us a kind of a retest. NZD USD, let's start from the monthly time frame. We're at an interesting zone on the monthly time frame. As a matter of fact, there's a trend line that price has broken below. So what I think price has in mind to do is to come into this zone here, since it has broken and closed below the trend line. So I'll be hoping for price to come into this zone before doing anything else. But now that we've established that on the higher time frame, let's scale to the 4-hour time frame to look for possible entry areas. All right, so what we'll be doing right now, we would have entered at the break of this neckline with our stop loss above, but since price has moved significantly far from where we should have entered, let's wait for a break and retest of this zone, then we trade to the downside here. And if that happens, we'll be capturing a massive over 400 pips there, which is a lot of money. So let's see what happens next week. On GBPUSD, this was what I was talking at the beginning of the video. If I zoom out, this is the monthly time frame. There's no any historical data here. So the only historical data we have here is from what year? If you look down, you see 1985. So price came and closed below 1985 price that is on GBPUSD, right? So as expected, of course, price had to react and price bounced off that zone. So let's scale to the 4-hour time frame. Since we've not created any highs except on the lower time frames, I don't look at trend change on the lower time frame. I look at trend change from the higher time frame. So before I'll consider this a trend change is until we close above this market structure here. Why? Is because price came down, went back, creating a lower high before coming down to create a lower low. So as a matter of fact, for now, I'll be hoping that we are still trying to create a lower low before pushing to the downside. So until we break above here, or probably above this trend line, okay, before I'll confirm that okay, we might be in for a trend change. So for now, I'll still be looking for selling opportunities on the GBPUSD. So I think on the GBPUSD for now, I'll just be watching it. I don't have any clear pattern that I'm seeing at the moment. So if anything changes on the GBPUSD, I'm going to notify you guys in the Telegram group. So on the USDJPY, we have been ranging. All right, so I will not be calling anything on the USDJPY until price breaks below here. Then I see what price has in mind to do when price breaks below here, or if price breaks below here. But if we break above this zone here on USDJPY, if we break above, I'll be looking for a retest to buy all the way to the to the upside. All right, but I'm going to be notifying you in the group as usual. With this, we've come to an end of today's video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon so that you get notified when we drop a new video. I wish you a successful trading week. Have fun, guys. Bye.